So I did a thing. I decided to start Monster Hunter World in 2021. Hey, what is up everyone? Me llamo Norizo, aka Aethel, and welcome to another video. So how does Monster World hold up in 2021? It looked like an amazing game. It sounds like such a great game. A game where you get to go against giant monsters in a beautiful world. Beautiful graphics, amazing cutscenes, and more importantly, big, strong BA monster. You get to play with your friends, you get to upgrade your gear, you get to upgrade your weapons, you get a cute little cat. How would I not want to play this game? There's a lot of games that I've missed out on that I really want to get to play, and Monster Hunter World was just one of the ones that was at the top of my list. I will say I have tried playing it before on my own for about 10 hours, and in those 10 hours I think I only beat like 5 or 6 monsters. So I wanted to give this game another shot, but I wanted to make sure that when I played it with other people. Because the first time I played this game for about 10 hours, I played it on my own, and this time I wanted something new. I wanted to experience it with people, because that's how I heard that this game was the most amount of fun. So my cousin comes along from Mexico and says, hey, I've been interested in Monster Hunter, and I'm like, yo, me too, we should stream it while you're here. So he was here for 6 weeks, and we gave it a shot. My brother Jib also joined, and there we were, the 3 little eggs going against giant monsters. So let's start with the easy breezy, the visual. This game is beautiful. These monsters looked magnificent. The world itself was beautiful. It had a lot of different kind of areas with different environments where it was like really hot, really cold, kind of jungly, and I loved that. And then we had some interesting areas that were just like looked like alien planets, and that was also super cool. A lot of really like purple, pinkish, foresty, icy looking places. I loved it. I loved it. So in terms of visuals, it is a 5-star. I loved how this game looked. It was the cutscenes. The cutscenes was one of my favorite things about this game. The character customization in this game is really deep and intense. You can make your dude look really cool, or your chick. And I love that this game actually showed off my own personally created character in these cutscenes and made them look really cool. Sometimes in certain games when you create a character and they show up in cutscenes, they look a little wonky, they look a little bit out of place, and sometimes they just don't look that impressive. In this game, the character looked exactly how I wanted him to, and he did a lot of things in the cutscenes, and I loved it. Didn't do a lot of talking, but that's to be expected. Now visuals, you know, that's like the creme de la crop, the little cherry on top. Let's get to what really matters, which is the gameplay. The gameplay I have mixed opinions on, and I think a lot of people do too. I loved the feel of going against these monsters. I felt like each monster kind of had a personality, and I really liked the way that the AI worked. Even though it annoyed me sometimes, I don't think that's my fault. I think if I was better at the game, the AI wouldn't have annoyed me as much. So I applaud the people who were in charge of the AI in this game, because I think they killed it. They made each creature really seem lifelike and have, like I said, a personality of their own. It made each encounter kind of different and exciting in a sense. In general, the fighting of this game did feel really slow though, and it looks like with, you know, you could chalk it up to the fact that I chose a very slow weapon, which was the charge blade that turns into a giant axe, which also has a shield and a sword. But I think in general, after looking at all the weapons and kind of trying some out, they're all kind of slow. That's just the way that the game was made. Even like the daggers, and you can attack really quickly. In general, running, moving around, it feels a little slow, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. There's a lot of games that are like that people love. Dark Souls, slow game. I'm a little bit more used to the faster paced hack and slash, you know, Diablo, Kingdom Hearts type style fighting. So I definitely found myself getting frustrated with some of these fights. Me moving so slow, me dodging all slow. And I have played games like Dark Souls and I have loved them. It's just something that me personally I didn't enjoy too much. Like for real, everything in this game was the way that you healed with potions was slow. The way that you had to sharpen your weapon was slow. The way that you roll out of the way and the way that you attack is so slow. And that's okay. I know that that is the way that this game was designed. So I understand it and I'll respect it. There was one part that was just super boring. I'll leave a little clip right now.
No, I gotta climb the whole thing over again. No.
Just kind of smacking it.
Oh,
That's how we're doing here. We are smacking this magma core. Doesn't really take much of anything. Alright. Well, I destroyed that magma core. That was pretty easy. Just kind of kept pressing the same buttons over and over again, but hopefully That's okay. That was kind of iffy to me. Like, the beginning part was like a teensy bit boring because I was just like loading things into a cannon. And then, you know, killing the magma cores, y'all saw I was just kind of spamming triangle at some point. I was just like, oh, wow, this is really, like, every now and then you just kind of had to like jump back. So just kind of took a while. Wasn't that super entertaining?
So yeah, that part was kind of boring. My brother and my cousin seemed to enjoy it, but I was just like, what there's no skill here. And it took a while. It was a while of me just do. From what I've understood about this game, it's about calculating your attacks and timing them properly. You know, you got to put some thought into when you're gonna hit the monster.
One more quick thing to add here. Because of the Iceborne DLC, the developers gifted all players, whether they have the DLC or not, they gifted you the strongest armor in the game. So you can just like start off wearing that armor and kind of breeze through the game to get to the Iceborne DLC quicker. While I understand it, for me it kind of made the game a little bit more boring because I didn't get to experience the excitement of upgrading my armor because I was like, I already have the strongest armor. Why would I kind of like waste my time upgrading the other armor if I can just wear this, which is already super strong?
Okay, we've talked about the visuals, we've talked about the combat. Now let's talk about the cooperative mode. When this mode worked, I loved it. Now let me explain what I mean by that. I wish that this game had an easier way to join other people or to have other people just join you, especially people who are your friends, so that we could just start any mission and start going against the monster, start chasing it, start tracking it down. Even that part was slow, having to find the monster and then you fight it once, then you run away, and that was also slow. Anyways, what I struggled with the most was I had my cousin with me, I had my brother with me, but we, out of all of the missions that we played together, I think we really only got to play together like a total of 3 or 4 times. All of the other 20-something missions I did completely on my own. And that kind of sucked. That did really kind of defeat the purpose of playing with my friend. And it was just because, you know, playing it the first time around, we each had to watch a specific cutscene. And even then, sometimes when we would watch the cutscene, it would be such a hassle to have 2 other people leave their current game to join the other person. And then the other person just kind of had to wait around, look in the circles, and maybe searching for the monster or whatever. And then, you know, just kind of really just broke the flow of the game.
And not just that, there were actually times that we tried to join each other and it just still wouldn't let us. It would say that we were missing some other requirement and we were just like frustrated.
I will say this, when I was playing with them, the game was so much more fun. I loved that we were all reacting and freaking out and seeing the way that the monster was reacting, the way it was going to kill us, the way that we were killing it. It led to some really epic moments of gameplay with my friends. But that was the thing, they were few and far between just because we couldn't get our dang characters in the same world to connect and go against the freaking monster. Maybe a later game, after if we all would have already individually beaten the game already once, then playing with each other to do little side quests or just kill monsters for fun, that'd be cool. But we didn't have time for that. I was just trying to start the game and play it all the way through with my friends, and that was something that was just, this game made that really hard to do. But I digress. Very fun game when played with others. I really enjoyed it when I was with my cousin and my brother, but getting to that point was really hard. This is just like a little side thing, but the amount of tutorials in this game was insane. And they had such a boring and hard way of teaching or showing these tutorials because they were just like boxes filled with text that made you look at them and go, ugh. So much of my tutorial was just my other friend who almost has a platinum for this game. I would way rather just have him on the phone and have him explain it to me than me actually read all these little, you know, text boxes just filled with words. And even then, after reading all of them, I'd still be a little bit confused. So I found myself constantly either looking up videos or just talking to my friend so he would explain it to me. Lastly, talking about the story. I mean, the story's okay. The story's about as much as you'd expect it to be when you're in a world with giant monsters. It's cool, you know, it's okay, but it's not the main thing that's gonna attract you to the game, you know? But that's okay. I'm not faulting it for that. It's not supposed to, right? So in conclusion, here are the biggest things that I liked about this game and the biggest things that I hated about this game. I loved the cutscenes, I loved how the monsters acted, and I loved how the monsters looked. I didn't like the slow combat, the slow gameplay in general, you know, having to chase the monster, having it run away every now and then. And I didn't like how hard it was for me to actually be able to play with my friends. That was such a hassle. And when I did play with my friends, I loved it. I absolutely made the game so much fun. It really made me feel like there was 3 of us friends going on a crazy adventure slaying giant monsters. So this game had its ups and this game had its downs. After my cousin left, I tried playing Monster Hunter one more time on my own, and I just didn't have the drive to do it. I found myself getting frustrated with the things I already talked about, not including them, and I was just like, it's just not this fun. You know, like when I was fighting the monster one-on-one, it was kind of cool, but then, you know, the slow gameplay would annoy me or it would start running away. So overall, I would say that this is a good game. It just has some things that could make this game amazing. When I did have fun, I had a lot of fun. I just found it hard to have fun when I was on my own. So anywho, there's an explanation as to what I thought about Monster Hunter World in 2021. And yes, I didn't even touch the Iceborne DLC, but I am so glad that I played this game and I can check it off my list and say, yeah, I played Monster Hunter, and yeah, I liked it. Hopefully this gives you a brief idea of whether or not you think it's worth playing this game in 2021. At the end of the day, these are just my opinions, and I'd love to know what yours are. If you've already played Monster Hunter, tell me, what do you think of the game? If you haven't, after watching this video, do you want to play it? Do you not want to play it? What do you think? Alright everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like to help support this channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe! Join one of the most amazing YouTube families out here. Alright Wolfpack, I love you all so much, and don't forget to go check out some of the links down below. We got a lot of channels out here. If you want to see me stream live, there's a link down there for you to go follow me on Twitch. And yeah, feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel and let me know what videos do y'all want to see more of. Alright, I love you all, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Wolfpack.